Germany invades Poland on September 1, 1939. Britain and France declare war. The world braces for a conflict that will span continents and reshape history. German forces unleash Blitzkrieg across Europe. Fast-moving tanks and aircraft overwhelm nations, spreading fear and chaos. In 1940, the skies over Britain become a battleground. The RAF defends against relentless Luftwaffe attacks, preventing a German invasion. In 1941, Hitler launches Operation Barbarossa, invading the Soviet Union. The harsh winter and Soviet resilience turn the tide. December 7, 1941, Japan attacks Pearl Harbor. The U.S. enters the war, joining the Allies in a global struggle against the Axis powers. In North Africa, Allied forces battle Rommel's Afrika Korps. The harsh desert terrain tests soldiers' endurance and strategy. The brutal Battle of Stalingrad begins in 1942. Soviet forces encircle and defeat the Germans, marking a turning point in the war. On June 6, 1944, Allied forces stormed Normandy beaches. The largest amphibious invasion in history begins the liberation of Western Europe. Throughout the war, French resistance fighters sabotaged Nazi operations, gathering intelligence and aiding the Allied advance. Island hopping across the Pacific, U.S. forces push back Japanese control. Fierce battles at Iwo Jima and Okinawa foreshadow a brutal end. As Allies liberate Europe, they uncover the horrors of Nazi concentration camps, revealing the extent of the Holocaust's atrocities. In December 1944, Germany launches a surprise counterattack in the Ardennes. Allied forces eventually repel the last major Nazi offensive. April 1945, Soviet forces encircle Berlin. Hitler's bunker becomes the final stage as Germany surrenders on May 8, 1945. In August 1945, the U.S. drops atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan surrenders, ending the war but leaving a lasting legacy. Post-war, key Nazi leaders are tried for war crimes in Nuremberg. The trials establish principles of international justice. With the war over, nations rebuild. The United Nations is formed to prevent future conflicts, and the world strives to heal from the devastation. World War II imparted numerous critical lessons that continue to shape our worldview today. Firstly, the consequences of unchecked aggression cannot be ignored. The onset of the war, driven by totalitarian regimes with expansionist policies, underscores the importance of early resistance to such threats. Secondly, the power of unity proved instrumental in the Allied victory. This global conflict demonstrated that collaboration and shared objectives can overcome even the most formidable challenges. The immense cost of war was another glaring lesson. With substantial loss of life and widespread destruction, World War II illustrated the heavy price of conflict, reinforcing the imperative of pursuing peace. The formation of the United Nations brought hope for lasting peace. As our journey ends, subscribe to explore more beautiful stories. Liking and sharing this content helps us create even more magic just for you. The end.